Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to take a look at the 10th and the 30th anniversary for both Pokemon GO, which is of course 10 years, and Pokemon, which is 30 years. And this is going to be a video, we don't have a lot of information yet, don't get me wrong. We're going to have more of a talkative video towards things that we know now, where their new things got released just now, also in Pokemon GO at this time just now, which is also kind of a bit telling. But I kind of just want to talk a little bit about here today on why I think that this year is going to be super insane for Pokemon GO. I think it's going to be most likely the biggest year in Pokemon GO, maybe since the start. We have the 10th anniversary and we have the 30th anniversary at the same time for Pokemon GO. This is going to be massive, and we're going to take a look at what we believe is going to be happening in some of the ways there. A belief on what's going to happen with Pokemon GO PvP as well in game generally, because we have now a few more hints towards things. So let's get started immediately here. We're going to start off with the new article that just got released on the official Pokemon GO website. As there was just basically during the Super Bowl, which just happened, there was a Pokemon GO advertising spot, which is also already, like, you know, on how expensive those spots are. It was not just directly Pokemon GO, it was Pokemon itself, but basically directly with, at the end, a hint towards Pokemon GO, because there's now a feature available where you're going to be able to do, snapshots basically with any Pokemon that has been kind of released yet in Pokemon GO, but even some Pokemon that haven't been released yet. You're able to actually even have Arceus as a snapshot now. You're able to use Mimikyu as a snapshot now. Pokemon that haven't ever seen the light in Pokemon GO, you can make snapshots with them, like, do like certain different kind of things with them. Get even some rewards in game as well, like there's like stickers and flares and whatever that you can put on it. Not too interesting, at least for me. Like, if you like to experiment with them, then have fun with that. But basically, what this kind of shows is that Pokemon GO, like, if this is part immediately of the first big advertisement for 30 years of Pokemon, is Pokemon GO at the Super Bowl, I assume that this is going to be a major part of what is coming up for the next year, especially because there's a lot of kind of information towards this happening here. First up, let's take a look real quick at the first picture that we have here, which is going to be the advertisement image that we got for the 10th anniversary for Pokemon GO. This is here the 10th anniversary, as you see as well. On top, it mentions the 30th as well from just Pokemon itself. But this is now specifically for the 10th anniversary of Pokemon GO. There's nothing new in that. Nothing new. But there are some things that are kind of telling. What we see here are two legendary Pokemon. The first one is the complete form of Zygarde, which of course is a hint towards the GO Tour, which is going to be happening in, I think, like 3 weeks at this point. I will make, by the way, a video towards the GO Tour as well, going through all of the spawns that we're going to have and which ones are worth it and which are not. Make a video directly towards as well, so definitely stay tuned for the GO Tour. Going to be a big one for, just generally like Pokemon GO. Can't wait for that one. But the other one is going to be Mewtwo. And I feel like that's kind of telling, because what is going to be happening, like you can kind of already guess as well at this point, is that we are very, very, very likely getting both mega versions of Mewtwo during the Go Fest in summertime. That's very likely going to be happening. I assume that we're going to get another Pokemon, by the way, as well, another Mega Evolution, which is also kind of on the screen here right now towards the upcoming Go Tour, which is going to be very likely Mega Dragonite, which you see here currently on the screen, like the normal Dragonite here. The Mega Dragonite is very likely going to be coming up as well. The main reason for this is that it got found in the code recently, and what we know already is that we're going to get Mega Victreebel, and that we are going to be able to get Mega Malamar. And there were basically 3 Pokemon that were advertised before the new release of Legends ZA, and there was Mega Malamar, Mega Victreebel, and Mega Dragonite. And so it makes a lot of sense that this is going to be basically the new Mega Pokemon that are going to be available for the new event. I don't think there's anything else coming other than those. Mega Dragonite has not been announced yet, but I assume this is going to be either a surprise release or going to be announced in like 1 or 2 weeks. Again, it could be also not announced, like I don't have the clear information towards it, but it got found in the code. Everything towards it is in already. And so it's very likely they're going to get Mega Dragonite for the upcoming Go Tour, which would be exciting, would be a very good Mega Evolution, unlike the Victreebel as well as Malamar. Those are not really that great, but Mega Dragonite is a fantastic Mega Evolution, so like, that's going to be kind of exciting. The thing is here as well, we're going to have, Mewtwo on the top right there. Like, Mewtwo is going to be most likely the best Mega Evolution in the game, at least so far. There are some more interesting ones coming in with the recent DLC for the Legends game. Legends EA there. Like, there are some interesting ones there, but it seems like that Mewtwo still, to this point, is going to be the strongest Pokemon in Pokemon GO generally then, from that point on. So, basically, it's very likely they're going to get the strongest Pokemon in Pokemon GO released this year, during the summer, and then we're gonna get some more new Mega Evolutions during the tour, which is here again like it's kind of leaked on the pictures as well, which is kind of funny there as well. We're going to have basically everything important already on this one, but yeah, this just teasers. Of course, we don't have direct information towards it, but we can assume, and most of the time it's right. And here's one thing as well. The last thing is it's going to be a big year, trainers. Let's get ready to go. This is the thing here. It's going to be a big year. I don't think they're lying with that. I really don't think they're lying. There are websites, like accounts basically. They are more towards normal Pokemon, but they're already saying as well that like there are leaks or whatever towards it out already for them that they don't share yet. But apparently there are a ton of events coming up for Pokemon generally, and I do think that Pokemon GO is going to be a big part of that as well. Why do I think so? Because there's something else announced just now as well, which is the day out and night out events. Those have not been yet directly scheduled or anything like this, but those are not Pokemon GO related directly, but Pokemon has announced Pokemon Day Out and Pokemon Night Out events. And those are events that are focused basically on, I think, exploring outside. Was saying in certain blog posts as well, but here's one is like family friendly activities and the other one is surprises for long-term fans. I do think that those are related to also like your locations, and I do think this is going to be also related to Pokemon GO. I can't see that they go for basically, especially like family-friendly activities together that are supposed to be kind of events outside without introducing Pokemon GO as well. If it's going to be a major part, or if it's just like, okay, you have like a side event going on at the same time in Pokemon GO, we don't know yet. But I do think that Pokemon GO generally is considered to be one of the biggest parts in the Pokemon franchise currently, even though a lot of people don't really want to see it like this. But it's basically the game in between generations. Like, it's always kind of the game that kind of ties in between generations. Pokemon get released in Pokemon GO there. It kind of ties over for a new generation to be released. And this is why Pokemon GO is so important for Pokemon Company generally. And this is why it's going to be very likely just going to grow bigger as well for the Play Pokemon tournaments and like for the competitive scene, because it is such a vital part of the entire Pokemon franchise at this point, because of the amount of players who play this and also watch those videos. But also just generally because on like kind of on how much influence and how niche this game is, but it's basically the only Pokemon game that has been relevant for now 10 years. Like, it has been the entire time relevant for 10 years, and kind of ties over those gaps in between generations, which otherwise they would never been able to fill. So it's a very important thing, and that's why I think that Pokemon GO is going to be one of the biggest parts actually in this anniversary. We are very likely going to get, even during the anniversary, the new generation released. I would assume we're going to get this as well this year or next year. Basically, what we know though is, which you can see here soon as well, is we gotta talk about this later, but it's basically going to be a year-long celebration. But here, just generally is going to be a bit about the campaign that we have here as well. It's experience specially designed to give fans of all ages the ability to connect with fellow trainers with interactive and immersive ways. Interactive and immersive ways is mainly also Pokemon GO currently. Pokemon Day Out events will feature family-friendly activities and programming. Night Out events will have fun surprises in store for long-time fans who grew up with Pokemon. More details on both Day Out and Night Out will be announced in the future. So basically, this is going to be very interesting. It's encouraging larger community to come together in real life, which is said as well on top. Like, it's real life based, and this is where literally Pokemon GO is so important for the entire franchise. So it's going to be very much included there. So there was also a press release again that kind of just showcases on how important things are, and there's going to be a little bit more news towards PvP as well afterwards, which I just figured out this morning as well, which I kind of want to talk a little bit about. But basically here's a press release where we see the most important thing of this is just Pokemon unveils a massive year-long what's your favorite campaign. It's basically just generally going to be a year-long campaign for the 30th anniversary of Pokemon. And there's a lot more coming towards it. And again, I do think here, especially because they start here off with the first thing in Pokemon GO, they're going to include every game, of course. Every Pokemon game is going to be part of this one. But I do think that Pokemon GO is going to be one of the most vital ones, because it kind of has like the the main idea behind Pokemon is as well to kind of, yeah, trade with people, meet people outside there as well. So I kind of trying to grow the community, and I do think that Pokemon Go is going to be a massive part for that. And now towards PvP as well, it's something that I kind of wanted to look into as well when things started towards it. But basically, we are currently in the interlude season. We're in the last few weeks of the interlude season and nothing has happened yet. And so I kind of want to talk about why I assume is going to be happening. And this is something here. 4 months ago on Reddit, there was a post as well. There were multiple posts ever since, by the way. This is just the oldest one that I could find. Niantic is testing out new battle animations on rocket battles. You most likely seen it if you have played Pokemon Go in the last 5 months or something like this. There is a new battle animation in like generally for rockets, quite a bit different towards what it was before. And this is kind of what I want to talk about, because basically previously, before those 4 or 5 months now, rocket battles in PvP was practically the same with one difference, which was basically if you snuck in a move and the opponent did go for a charge move there in those rocket battles, you actually would not get the damage onto the opponent and you would not get the energy for yourself. And this is something that I noticed today that got fixed. Now, basically, you have everything that would happen in PvP itself is also happening in those rocket battles, which makes me believe that, especially as the rocket battles have changed over the last 2 months quite significantly, they are way more, I don't know, more straightforward, more cleaner, more faster than before. I do think that those are basically the testing ground for what is happening for PvP, because it makes zero sense to put in that much effort, because it's quite different. It's quite nice. There's still things that have to be definitely fixed towards it as well. It makes no sense to put that much into the battle mechanics of the rocket battle without using it for something different. Because rocket battles before were fine as well. Nobody complained about it. The only thing that people complain about is on like lag and Go Battle League. And so what looks to be the case here is that they're very likely having a framework currently testing with the rocket battles for PvP that is very likely going to get added eventually, at least towards the game. But again, we don't know about this yet. This is just something that I noticed this morning because I did a leader and I was like having a Ho-Oh against, I think, the Scissor at the end. And the Scissor got like a charge move off or whatever. And I did like the damage afterwards and gained the energy. This was never the case prior. This hasn't been the case at least prior for quite a bit. And I want to just kind of showcase there. I do think that they're working behind the scenes quite a bit towards PvP update. There is mostly the reason why it's not out yet is because we're going to have literally this weekend EYC, where we're very likely going to get more information towards this topic as well. So I'm curious. Let me know down below all your thoughts towards those topics there as well. What do you hope is going to be happening for Pokemon Go this year? I do think that the PvP update is definitely going to be still happening there as well. I can't see that they made an interlude season for nothing, because currently there has been zero information towards it yet. But I do think that this weekend with the EOSC is going to clear up some confusion. We're very likely going to see some updates towards the game after EOSC as well. I just assume that they don't want to put it in now before EOSC because they're not too sure on how that's going to react towards the game, and they kind of don't want to make a mess basically of the biggest European event, which would make a lot of sense, to be fair as well. So yeah, this is going to be my TED talk basically towards all the new updates. There's going to be a lot more exciting videos coming up this week as well. I want to focus a lot on some things that's going to help you for the upcoming season in terms of some battle mechanics so that you can understand. IV guide, I want to make a team building guide. So if you're interested in all of this, feel free to follow this channel. I will see you then. Love you all. Bye bye.